YouTube, what's going on, y'all? Another top-down analysis. We got Euro USD right here. Let's get started. So monthly time frame, bearish, right? It's been bearish. It's gonna be bearish for a while, and it's bearish because it's always bearish until it's bullish, right? So the last relative low that was broken was this low right here. This low right here. So you want to have some type of point of reference. So you draw. All right, so the last relative low was here, right? So you want a point of reference, you mark it off, you do a random line, draw it all the way across, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, I would even say 5 candles. What you want to do is look on the lower time frame to kind of see, to verify that this area of support was broken. But for my conservative people, you can, I would say 4 or 5 candles to break this. But like I said, what you do is go on the lower time frame to make sure it's doing one of these. That's what you want to see on the lower time frame. You want to see it break it and test, newfound resistance to come back down. All right. Cool. Monthly time frame bearish. Also, so today is April the 10th. This candle currently it has some bullish exhaustion. So the sellers are, it seems like the sellers are trying to, push downward, but we won't know until the candle closes. 20 days later, in a couple weeks. So, but for right now, I would definitely say it's still kind of bearish, even relative price. Overall, structurally, it's bearish. But you also want to look at, current price to kind of see what it's doing, to kind of get a good idea of where it might go, right? So this is a bearish engulfing. Bearish engulfings are normally bearish. But you want to verify on the lower time frame that a level of support was broken, to come back up to retest newfound resistance, so price can shoot back down. But we'll see, because on the lower time frame, previously when I've done top-down analysis for EU, it looks like it was in some type of fan. I can't think of the candlestick pattern. Well, excuse me, the candlestick formation pattern. But it's like one of those megaphones that comes out. But all right, let's go to the weekly real quick. All right, cool. So the weekly is bullish, right? And if you know a trend, if you trade a trend, you know that a downtrend consists of lower highs and lower lows, right? So let me put that right here. And when a lower high is broken, that's when you get a change of character, a break of structure. Some people say reversal, whatever terms you want to use, but popular is a change of character. That's a popular term that people use, and it simply just means a reversal. The market is changing behavior in what it's doing. So it went from a downtrend to an uptrend just by simply breaking this lower high right here with 1, 2, 3, 4 candles right there, right? All right, and so currently it looks like it's going to play this consolidation game. It looks like it's going to make this candlestick formation pattern. And yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to do. We kind of got to wait, though, because normally when you get some type of triangle, any type of triangle, rectangle, it consolidates. And this is on the weekly too, right? So who knows how long it's going to do that. But you just got to be very careful when the market decides to consolidate. It can get kind of choppy, but you also can catch buys and sells, especially since it's on a weekly time frame. Yeah, watch out for the gaps. We don't know when the gaps will close, but eventually they will close. All right, let's go to the daily real quick. Currently the daily is still bullish. Excuse me, bullish, right? So I can already see it right here. Number one question when you're looking at the market, right? Where am I? Where am I currently in structure? Because you don't want to get lost, right? So automatically you can see that price is, it looks like it's going to be testing. 1, 2, 3. It's testing this trend line and is also testing this trend line, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be some type of formation pattern. Got some gaps right here. Check different servers. You know, I like using TradingView. I enter my positions on MC4. And you know, different servers show you different gaps for whatever reason. But you just want to be aware of the gaps, you know, so you can just plan your trades accordingly. But no, yeah, this is, you know, structurally, the daily is still bullish, right? Now, to me, it looks like, I feel like when we get to the H4 time frame, something may have been broken. You may see like a lower time frame change of character, which means that price may begin to start retracing down to close this gap. But yeah, let's see what it's gonna do. But yeah, daily's bullish though. H4. See, this is like where I feel like the choppiness comes in, and you definitely don't want to lose yourself in structure, right? So for me, what I like to do is I like to draw my arrows for major structure, right? So that's what that looks like to me. So in a sense, you can draw a trend line, right? Just based off that. Now, what we're looking for is price to test this trend line right here. Let me make it bigger. So 1, 2, we're looking for price to test this trend line right here, because everything in the middle could have just been fluff, noise. Look for price to test this trend line, anticipate it to test it, and then you could potentially get in on a lower high, maybe even see some type of structure set up on the daily. But right now, that's why, unless it breaks this trend line, you know, if it breaks the trend line, it does one of these numbers, all right, you know, at that point, it's like, all right, cool. Price may be, you know, either going down to close that daily gap, right? It's good to mark off your gaps when you can, right? Price may be coming down to close this daily gap. Or it could potentially want to continue its monthly downtrend. You know, it's a number of things the market can do, right? So that's why we want to make sure we trade what we see, not what we think. And always try to understand where you are. Try to negate all the noise, all the extra. Sometimes just zooming out will help you do that as well. To realize that some of this is just noise and fluff, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it for EU for today. I would say H4 is still bullish, only because I drew this trend line right here, and I believe that this trend line is true structure. It seems like it's just retracing to, come back up, especially when you look at the daily, right? It doesn't look to me that nothing has broken that is significant yet, right? So I would say H4 is still bullish. But yep, that's about it. I'm actually going to move on to USD JPY or USD, and I may do the dollar. Some that I normally don't do, but also I'm going to do GJ. Got a special request from my boy Berlin, so I'm going to do GJ for him. And if anybody else has any special requests, just hit me up and leave a comment below. I don't mind doing a top-down analysis for a pair that I normally don't trade. So, alright, I'll see y'all in the next video.